Ivan Pernar, member of the Croatian parliament, a Croatian politician and anti-eviction activist. In June of 2011, he founded the Alliance for Change Party, which later became Human Shield. He is a member of the Croatian parliament since the 2016 elections, being elected in the 6th electoral district on the joint party list of Human Shield. Let's Change Croatia and Youth Action. Please welcome Ivan Pernar.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and privilege to be here with Vit, because Vit is enthusiast just like I was. And usually when people ask me what's my profession, when I tell them I'm a nurse, everybody's in shock and they say like, what does nursing have to do with politics and all that? And the story is a bit, I would say, bizarre, because as I was studying on nursing, going for a BA, I was copying my material in one copy place. And on the side, they had books from Robert Kiyosaki. And like, if you had 10 or 20 kuna, you could get one of those books, you know. They like illegally printed it. But they wanted to make knowledge free, and so that knowledge came to me. And as I read those books, I came in the end to his website. And on a website, he wrote that Federal Reserve System in America, that it's a private bank, that money is privatized, and so on. And that was a so interesting issue for me that 10 years after that moment, I'm still interested in monetary system. I wrote 2 books on monetary system, and I basically challenged the way that monetary system in Croatia functions. Our central bank is a currency exchange, and as such, it does not serve the needs of Croatian people. The reason why I'm here is, there are a few reasons. One of the main is to learn. All of you came here to learn, and you always try to learn from those who are better than you. And they say that somebody who is smart, he wants to learn from the better. And one who is not smart, he does not want to learn. And what makes difference between successful and unsuccessful people is that successful people learn from the better and also try to be the best. And that's what Vit is doing. That's what he is trying very hard. And many of his ideas I'm very open to, and not only I support Liberland as a project, I want to implement those business ideas into our own economy and our own country. Because a free society which supports, let's say, future technologies, that's the society in which there is a place for innovative people. And without innovative people, you cannot have a successful stuff. For example, Facebook, the guy who invented it, he is a genie. He is a smart guy. And he outsmarted everybody else. Why? Because there were other people who wanted to create like a social media like he had. But everybody wanted money for it from users. And he said, I will give it for free, and he earns billions. So he was thinking in future. He was not thinking like, oh, what am I gonna earn today or this month? No. He was looking on a far end. He said like, what if my social media will be used by the millions or billions in the world? That was how he was thinking. And that's what made the difference. And it was interesting for me how this Viber communication, it was invented by Israeli guy. And he sold it for millions. And he earned a lot of money. Why? Because he had a simple idea. He wanted to give something to people for free. And when you give something for free, then you have users. Once you have users, you have a market. Once you have a market, then you can, you can use this market share to have income from it, to generate profit. And that's what people don't realize. They don't think about the future. They don't look at users as a market share. And just as in Croatian politics, when I first came into it, I realized that there is not a single party that represents some, I would call it, idealistic or pro-people-oriented program. Everybody was focused on themselves, and many people say, oh, there is no such party, there is no party I can go, there is nothing I can do. And what I've done, I would call it a startup. A greenfield. I created a political party literally out of nothing, and now we are the third most popular party in Croatia. And also, if you look at the popularity of a particular politician, there is a president, prime minister, then it comes my name as a third. So what I want to tell you is that all my success I have not done with the help of media. Media system, education system in particular, they are all working against us because they serve the status quo. They serve the elite that currently rules, and they want to keep that, let's say, natural order. And of course, the goal of elite is to keep that order in place and not to allow the pyramid of power to change. And that's what our political party wants. We want to change the pyramid of power, these financial cartels which have privatized money. We want to deprivatize money. We want to put interests of ordinary people on the top. And we want to basically liberate our society from debt, because debt is #1 problem in today's world. Because if you look in total amounts, you will see that the world debt is bigger than there is money in the world. So if all the money was used to pay off debt, we will see, oh, there is still a lot of debt. So debt is unpayable, and it's not, sometimes it's a fault of a particular person, but generally it's a fault of a system, because system is set up to be that way. As an MP, I spoke about Liberland. I explained that our government is taking wrong approach, because by claiming this SIGA place, or Liberland, we are actually losing 10 times bigger space, which is on the other side of Danube River. And I tried to explain it in Parliament. But our government, they usually do bad deals for people. When they go to courts, international, to arbiters, they always lose. And somebody might say, oh, what a coincidence, they always lose. Isn't it a coincidence? But later, if you look deeper, you will notice that it cannot be coincidence. If you have 10 lawsuits on international level and you lose all 10, man, it's a corrupt government. Either they are stupid, so they don't know they would lose, or they are intentionally losing and basically working for the other, let's say, enterprises, individuals, or other countries. And if there are some questions, I would be happy to listen to them and answer. Yes?
Hi, welcome, Ivan. How much money have the Croatians spent on the police that they put around Liberland, you think, since 2015?
Yeah, that's a great question, because we know that our border is not secure. And we know that there are many, let's say, illegal migrations. And instead of combating illegal migrations, our police is using vast resources on basically denying access to Liberland. And that Liberland, it's just a riverbank, you know. It's not a big place. And if there was 1 kuna spent in vain, it's a waste. But if you have police there all the time, and if you have somebody actually spending time and money on basically nothing, because there is nothing they do there, you know. There is no illegal immigration there. And also, this it's not just about the cost of law enforcement. There is a cost in land, because if we claim part of Siga, we basically don't claim the parts of other side of Danube. So it's also not in interest of Croatia to take this Serbian part and on our side of Danube and to give away Croatian part on the other side. But as I said, Croatian government very often is doing illogical steps. And what Vit Jedlička was thinking, he was thinking rationally. He was thinking, why would they try to establish authority on this small piece if by doing that they would lose 10 times more property on the other side? And his logic was correct, but the logic of our government, it is flawed, it is illogical, and it is sad because, for example, this conference that is now in Sheraton in Novi Sad, it could be in hotel in Osijek. We have a very nice hotel on the riverbank, and it would be wonderful. But some smart person decided to label Vit Jedlička as a security threat, as an, I don't know, threat to national security. Although if you meet Vit, you will see he's a kind of person you want to hang out with. But but of course, they don't see it that way, and thanks to that stupid policy, it's not just cost of policing that part, it's also cost of losing land, and in the end, it's cost of losing you as a visitors to that, to Slavonia, to Osijek, because with Liberland, you are basically bringing many people of whom many have a lot of money. And I think that this project is the best tourism and also business idea that on the Far East region of Croatia has ever witnessed, because now situation there economical is catastrophe and people are leaving it in masses. So we have huge depopulation problem, and the demographic situation is catastrophe. And although they see that old politics is bringing old results, or let's say if they see that what they do is not doing good, they insist in their failure. They don't want to change. They are not able to learn from those who are better. Thank you.
Ivan Pernar, member of the Croatian Parliament. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.